जाओ तुम जल्दी से दम घुटता सा जाता है इसलिए मैंने टेलीफोन किया है इसलिए मैंने टेलीफोन किया है हेलो हेलो
This is your girl Sadisha Singh and you're listening to my boy DJ Fest from Elite Sound.
अभी तो करती कहती है अभी नहीं मैं आ सकती दिल को जरा संभालो ना अभी तो मिलके आई हूँ किस लिए तुमने टेलीफोन किया है किस लिए तुमने टेलीफोन किया है
Check 1 2 3 1 2 3
ज़माने पे मौसम सुहाने पे इस दिल दीवाने पे वीरानी सी थी चाहिए आए बाहर आए ओ DJ Fest सारे ज़माने पे मौसम सुहाने पे इस दिल दीवाने पे वीरानी सी थी चाहिए
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Island Zone Radio. Do not adjust your scrolling. If you are just scrolling and happen to be landing on this page, do not adjust it. I'm Shamela Karim from FetNet Radio and WPAT Radio here with Dheeraj Gayaram, the one and only. So, good afternoon to you, Dheeraj.
Good afternoon to you also.
It's such a pleasure to be here, and it is wonderful to say how far we have come, right? Because I've known you way too long. But speaking of how long I've known him and how far we've come, Dheeraj is celebrating a momentous occasion in his career. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Sorry, I have a really bad cough. First, let me say thank you, Shamela, for coming and doing this with me. It means a lot because I've known you for a very, very long time. We have been really good friends, and I want to say I couldn't have asked for a better person to come on the radio with me to do this launching of my last dance performance on stage. And it's going to be right here at Caribbean Fest on Saturday, November 23rd. But you know what you have to say, so let's go.
All right, so for those of you who are not familiar with Dheeraj Gayaram, and I can't imagine who that would be, I don't know what rock you were living under for the past 50 years, or where you're going to be coming out from, but Dheeraj Gayaram is the talented, the most amazing and talented dancer that's in our Indian community. He has done such tremendous things over the years. He's spreading his germs here with me right now. Hopefully I'll make it to November 23rd. If I don't, it's because he got me sick. Should we go back to when we had a partition, you know, remember? Yeah. 4 years ago, we had a partition between us. Anyway, on a serious note, for those of you who are watching, and if you are wondering what I'm doing here, I'm here to support my very good friend Dheeraj, who's celebrating 50 years of his dance career. It started in Guyana, and of course, it has transcended with him here in the tri-state area. He has won, and he is the only person from the Caribbean to have won the Naya Andaz Award from India. What exactly is that? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, the Naya Andaz Award is a competition. Sorry, guys, that's really bad cough. But the Naya Andaz Award is a dancing competition where dancers from all over the world participate. And I was one of the dancers that was lucky enough to participate in that competition. And I went there and I won the dancing competition. And to date, no other West Indian dancer has ever won that competition.
So I have to say there has been several different dancers who are up and coming and some who have evolved. But I have to tell you also, not that I'm biased, you know, wink, wink, It's not raining outside, so I can lie. I've noticed a lot of people trying to emulate you. But what a lot of you out there may not know is that Dheeraj was classically trained. So let's talk a little bit about your classic training, where you got it, and how did that come about?
Well, first, let me start by saying that when I was age 9, I kind of hit the stage for the very first time. And when I started dancing, my very first appearance on stage was at the Mahasabha Diwali dancing competition in Guyana. And those of you who know back in the days, we used to have the biggest dancing competition. So I went there and I won the very first dancing competition, both semi-classical and pop dancing competitions. Then for the next 5 years, I kept winning the competitions. Then Mahasabha Diwali committee banned me from dancing any more competitions at the Diwali fair because I was winning everything. Then I went out to tour tremendously in Guyana, winning every single dancing competition in Guyana. And for those of you who don't know, I was also a disco dancer and a ballroom dancer. But then I entered, I was asked by the Commissioner of Police because I had become the national dancer for Guyana. And he said to me, "You have been freestyling for a very long time." I said, "Yes." He said, "So I want you to have basic training so you could know what dancing really is." And that's when I went on to the training guidance of Dheeraj Ajmani and Reva Ajmani of India, who took me under their wings and taught me Odissi, Kathak, and folk dancing.
So, Dheeraj, that you've been dancing since age 9, which reminds me that you've been celebrating a birthday every month for as long as I know you. You're the only person who's had a birthday every month of the year. You look very good, by the way, for your age, whatever age that is. How do you feel to know that you've done something that you're absolutely passionate about? And I know dancing is your passion because everything else comes secondary. How do you feel knowing that your passion has led you to this point where you are now?
Well, to be honest, when I first started dancing, I didn't really want to be a dancer, but because my parents said, yes, you have to be. So at first I was reluctant, but then when I realized I was making money, I was traveling the world, and then I said, you know what, in order for me to continue what I'm doing, there's so many dancers around the world, and they're so good, I have to really train hard and be the best at what I can be. And that's when I took it seriously, and I just want to say it's been a great ride. 50 years performing around the world, locally and internationally. And it became, at first it became like just a way of making money because my father passed when I was 15. So I was kind of taking care of myself. But then when I realized I was making money, and then after a while, it wasn't about money anymore. It became my passion and my oxygen.
And my goodness, what a career it has been. So first off, congratulations on that. Because I have yet to hear someone who has been doing something that they are so absolutely passionate about or they so absolutely love and has lasted that long. Listen, I toot my own horn because for those of you who are not familiar with who I am, I'm Shamela Karim, the host of the Indo-American show, and from FetNet Radio. I've been hosting my radio show for like 30-something, I'm not going to say, right? 34 years. So we've been around, thank you. So we've been around for a long time, and I've known you for all those years. We've always had a very interesting relationship. People may not know how close we are, and let's keep it at that. So let's talk about the event. When is it? Where is it? And who's coming to the party?
Well, the show is on, my last dance performance on stage is going to be on Saturday, November 23rd. And at first, I just wanted to have one singer. I was just going to have Mr. Sherwin Matura, who I really adore and admire, to be the person for the after party. But then I said, you know what? There's a lot of singers out there who I adore and admire, and they can really sing. Then we started added singers who I like. So all the singers that will be appearing on Saturday, November 23rd, for the after party, it was chosen by yours truly, and that's because I have a lot of respect for them, and I think they can actually sing. Now, on stage with me, performing, dancing, I have 10 beautiful young ladies, including my daughter and some of the NGP dancers and the Gungu Dance Academy dancers, will be on stage with me throughout the night because it's going to be about 2.5, 3 hours of dances, dance styles and techniques, and us sharing our knowledge and our talking about stuff we have done, well, I have done for 50 years. And then afterwards, we're going to have a grand after party with some awesome, awesome singers. So it's by invitation only. If you haven't received an invitation from me and you would like to attend, it's going to cost you.
You heard that. Look for your invitation in the mail. If you don't get an invitation in the mail, you're not invited. But that doesn't mean you can't come. You can still come to the party, you just have to pay an entrance fee. Is that right?
Exactly, and it's very, very limited because it's a very elegant black tie affair. So if you would like to be part of it, you have to call me really early.
Okay, and what's that number for people to get in touch with you?
718-850-7952.
All right, you got that? 718-850-7952. It's all happening right here inside of Caribbean Fest on Saturday, November 23rd. Get your tickets. It's going to be an amazing night of dancing because Dheeraj Gayaram, the name is synonymous with dancing. The name is synonymous with entertainment. I'll tell you so much that so many people have watched him over the years. He has toured the world. He has done so many performances. It's hard to imagine, but would you be able to say your top 5, because it's been 50 years, your top 5 performances, where were they and what is it about them that you remember?
Well, my top 5, it's kind of tough to choose from 50 years, but I have to go back to when I first won the Nyandas Award, because I didn't think I was going to win it, but I won it, so that was one of my top 5. And the second one is when I did the Bollywood Awards, and then I was featured in the Time magazine. That's another one. That's another one. And one was when I met my childhood idol. Is from South Africa, and you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Nelson Mandela. I had the privilege of performing for him years and years ago in South Africa, so that's the third one. And then the fourth one was when I won this biggest dancing competition in Suriname, when I did one of my best classical dances ever. And the other one was when I danced at the Trump Taj Mahal for another Bollywood Awards.
So, you know, I take so much pride every time I introduce you because I have yet to see another Caribbean artist being featured in the Time magazine. If you don't know, Dheeraj Gayaram performed at the Nassau Coliseum back in the 90s. Yes, he has been performing for 50 years. So if we go back in the 90s, this is when they would have the music award shows and all these Bollywood actors and actresses used to perform. Dheeraj Gayaram was the only West Indian person to perform at that show, and he was featured in the Time magazine, which I think is so mind-blowing, and that is such a compliment to you and your talent. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. So I just want to say, traveling the world, performing with Bollywood stars, with Bollywood playback singers, and doing what you love doing. So at one point, it was me performing because I needed the money, but then this became like my entire 50 years on stage and performing around the world has become a big vacation. Although when we go to these different countries to perform, we don't get a chance to actually go visit. It's like you're in and out, but it was like a big vacation. So I have never really been on an actual vacation, so that's why I need time for myself. I'll soon be 60, and I haven't really enjoyed my life. So pretty soon I'll be at the end of my career, 50 years on stage, and then I can actually start living.
But is it really going to be at an end? Because I don't think there's going to be an end to your career, because what you've done is not only were you a solo performer, you started the Gunguru Dance Academy. And I've seen those girls perform, and I think your legacy will continue because what you've taught them, the class and the finesse that they bring on stage, it will be a representation of you. So I really don't think that your career is going to be at an end. the way I see it, it's a continuation. It's the next chapter of your life. So let's say that, right? It's not going to be all about you. There's going to be other people on the show. So, just so that you know, we're here to celebrate 50 years of him performing. But like Dheeraj said, there will also be a lot of artists passing through. One such person is Anthony, Mr. Bollywood himself. Those of you who are not familiar with Mr. Bollywood, he's here with me in the studio, and he's coming up now. He's actually got a song that's released today, and he's going to be gracing us with his presence and to talk a little bit about himself and his brand new release.
Well, like you asked me before, how did I choose these singers? When I said I wanted Sherwin, I said I have to have Anthony, because years ago I met him for the very first time in a singing competition, and he won. I was a judge. And since then we've been friends, and he's an amazing artist, an amazing singer. And I said no. I told DJ Fett, I said, make a phone call, get Anthony onto the show. So he had to be added to the program.
That is so awesome. So, Mr. Bollywood himself, Anthony Prasad. Well, hello and good afternoon to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you feeling today?
Feeling fantastic. It's been really great to be here, and it is a pleasure to be here.
All right, so we're celebrating Dheeraj's 50 years in showbiz. I know you haven't been singing for 50 because you can't be that old. Dheeraj, I'm not calling you old. I'm just, stating a fact. So let's talk a little bit about, I understand you have a song that's being released today, right? So let's talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So it was certainly a wonderful song and a release this morning. Chande Jaisa Rang Hai Tera. It is a childhood favorite of mine, a favorite of so many. I think that song is probably celebrating about 40 years in the industry. So it is definitely not a song that people do not know. It was done by one of my legendary, but most respected singers that I have. So it's a love song, it's a romantic song, and I've kind of added a bit of my West Indian vibe to it, so forth. So I hope you guys are really, really enjoying that song. It's out this morning at 10 a.m. So for the folks that are already been supporting, sharing, and enjoying that, thank you so much.
All right, so I think we're going to take a little listen to that song.
चांदी जैसा रंग है तेरा हो, चांदी जैसा रंग है तेरा, सोने जैसे बाल, एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी, बाकी सब कंगाल, एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी, बाकी सब कंगाल. जिस रास्ते से तू गुजरे वो फूलों से भर जाए, जिस रास्ते से तू गुजरे वो फूलों से भर जाए, तेरे पैर की कोमल आहट सोते भाग जगाए, जो पत्थर चोली घोरी तो वो हीरा भर जाए, तू जिसको मिल जाए वो, जिसको मिल जाए वो हो जाए माल माल, एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी, बाकी सब कंगाल, एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी, बाकी सब.
Well, that's just a little tease. We can't have the whole song, right? You got to come on November 23rd to hear the entire song. And not only that one, I'm sure Anthony's got a whole lot of songs he's going to be performing for us.
Sure, absolutely, sure. Definitely, you know what? I don't want to take away also. I want to thank Dheeraj and yourself for actually allowing me to do that little piece of song for you guys on this launching here today. Also, just to let you know, this is about Dheeraj, and that's what I'm here for today, right? So let's talk a little bit about my friend who has been doing his, whatever he's been doing his entire life as a dancer, as a performer, somebody I respected as an entertainer throughout the many years. And you asked me if I've been singing for 50 years, no. But I've known Dheeraj for about 20 years. So it's quite some time watching him doing his thing for over this time. And to know that he's, as he said, he's coming off of stage performances, right? That's what his words was. So he's still going to be doing his stuff because we definitely don't want to see him go completely, right?
Dheeraj, I just want to say, Nick, I'm so proud of you. And he's standing here. He's just off camera, folks. I'm going to have him come back here. But Anthony, let me ask you a little bit about you. And I know we're here to celebrate Dheeraj and his accomplishment and his 50 years of performing. What has motivated you to continue doing what you do?
Well, the motivation is certainly the love of what I do, the love of the music, the love of continuing this cultural aspect where our Hindi music is concerned in our community. I think that is one of the things I pride myself about. And to know that I can refresh these songs and bring it back for the other generations to enjoy. It's a continuous flow where I think it's going to help in continuing the music to keep going. So I think that's one of the biggest things for me when it comes to Bollywood singing.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. It's happening on Saturday, November 23rd, right here inside of Caribbean Fest, Rockaway Boulevard and 116th Street. Listen, if you haven't received your invitation, and this is a by invitation only event, you want to come, you can still do so. You just have to purchase your ticket. You can do so by calling 718-850-7952. 718-850-7952. I know I'm going to be there. Anthony is going to be there. Dheeraj will be there. And I'm so looking forward to seeing you here as well. Will you be part of this celebration? It's a once in a lifetime to honor someone who has done so much and has made such a tremendous contribution to our community, to the culture, for keeping it going. Listen, we are, and I say we because I've been around a while and Dheeraj has been around a while as well. We are the people who pioneered what the Indo-Caribbean community is seeing now as far as entertainment. We're the one who paved the way for the newer generation. And we're happy to see that it is still a continuation of what's happening. So with that in mind, I'd like to say thank you for stopping by. Congratulations on this awesome, awesome track. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the 23rd. Any final words?
Sure, thank you. Thank you so much, Shamela. Yes, I just want to say I want to look forward to seeing you guys being here to support this wonderful and amazing event. It is certainly a pleasure to be part of it, and thank you, Dheeraj, and his entire team for having me here. And I will be performing that song live for you guys at night. So please continue to support and continue Dheeraj and all the wonderful things that's happening in our communities also. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see you then. Again, that was Anthony, Mr. Bollywood himself. He will be part of the celebration, celebrating 50 years as a dancer. And he's back. Have you collected yourself? You're better now? Okay. Celebrating, listen, I know I tease Dheeraj a lot because Dheeraj and I have that type of relationship. Whether we were sitting in the swing eating green mango with salt and pepper, you know what I'm talking about, to whether we're on the phone or whatever it is that we're doing, Dheeraj has been such a tremendous part of our entertainment. For those of you who remember, you know, way back when we would always have shows, and a show was never complete unless Dheeraj was dancing. If you want to see his final on-stage performance, you have to be here at Caribbean Fest, Saturday, November 23rd. By the way, what time is the show? I have no idea. I'm just telling everyone to show up on Saturday.
Well, the doors open at 7, and when the people come, because there is going to be so much going on, because I will have, what I'm trying to do also is kind of give you a tour of down memory lane. So I will have some of my costumes I've worn over the years that I've been winning all these competitions with. I'm going to have some costumes on display and some awards on display, because a lot of people say they win stuff, but they don't have any proof of what they won. So you'll be able to get a chance to take a look at some of the costumes and some of the awards and everything else I've won over the 50 years.
And speaking of costumes, Dheeraj, you have worn some very interesting ones, trying to be nice, some interesting costumes. And some of them, I'm thinking to myself, like, what happened to his mirror? I'm not sure. So, who designed your costume over the years?
Well, I used to sew my own costume at one time and design my own costume, but then once you have children and you become a parent, you have to be very conservative and you cannot show certain things on stage. Then I have two designers. One name is Radha, she's a Guyanese lady, and one name is Miss Daisy. She's a Spanish lady, a Latino lady. So I've turned to those two individuals and they've been designing my costumes for the past several years.
Yeah, like he said, when you become a parent, you have to become very demure and you have to change a lot of things about yourself. So if you want to see some of the costumes that Dheeraj has worn over the years, I'm glad he says it's going to be on display because, you know, I always remember one of your performances that stands out in my head is in Flushing Meadow Park when you used to do those shows. And there's a song, I think it was from the movie Karim Arjun. And that's been how many years? And to this day, every time I hear that song, I picture you on stage. I can see Dheeraj dancing, and I was thinking to myself, like, wow, this guy is phenomenal. Because it's like the moves, it's like you can time your move to the beat. And it was just amazing. It was just like I was in awe of just watching you dance on stage. And, so many years later, I still do admire that performance. Not the only one, but that's one of the performances that has set out in my head. What are you looking forward to mostly on November 23rd?
Well, to be honest, I can remember when I met you once we were doing a show in Jersey, and I had danced a song, Ho Tope I Say Bad. And you said to me, you know what, you should keep doing that dance. You made me feel, I was like, oh, she really liked my dance. And then you said, that's the best I've ever seen a person dance it. So that kind of stuck in my head. But I have done hundreds of songs of dances in my dancing career. But what I did was I put a post on Facebook and I asked the audience and I asked the people what songs they would like to see. And what always go back is they always want the old songs. So you will get a lot of old music, and I'm not sure if I'll do any new ones, but let's see, because we only have a certain amount of time. So I have to kind of cram all these songs and all these dances in the short amount of time we have. But you will be, I really do want to do the songs I've made famous and the songs I've won most of my awards with.
Okay, and I hope you're going to dance to the song. I'm going to mispronounce it, so please forgive me. Hindi is not my native language. The Choti se umar ke lage dayaro. You know that song that I'm trying to sing. I just said I can't sing and I can't speak the language. Don't come at me, okay? At least they were able to identify the song, because I'd love to see you dancing to that song as well. Okay, you guys can stop laughing. I admit, I can't sing. I'll stick to just talking, right? So, Dheeraj, here we are, 50 years into your career. When you started back in Guyana, Alexander Village, did you ever imagine you were going to be here 50 years later?
Well, to be honest, when I started at age 9, I never wanted to be a dancer. But then as time goes by, you realize, you know what, if I'm going to do something, I want to be the best at what I do. And I've always taught my students in my dance classes that you always put your best foot forward. And I think because I've always put my best foot forward, it got me to where I am today. But 50 years, I never thought I'd be alive to see this day. But I am alive, and I'm seeing this day coming November 23rd. So to be honest, I never thought I would be dancing up to this day.
And again, it's by invitation only. It's an all-black affair. If you haven't received your invitation, or if you don't receive your invitation by then, please call 718-850-7952. 718-850-7952, so you too can be part of this celebration. I am so excited and so looking forward to being here and with Dheeraj and with you as well. Someone else who's going to be here is another amazing performer within our community. You've seen him, you've heard him, you know him. He's none other than...
All right. I've met this guy several years ago when I came to the country, and I started doing a lot of fundraisers. Well, for those of you who don't know, we have done several fundraisers over the years, raised a lot of money to help different organizations, and well, some use the money for their own personal reasons, and some give the money back to the community. Should I call a name or should I not call a name? But some people say it's fundraiser, but it's not fundraisers. So, and some say it's for Mandir, and it's for this, and it's for that. But I met this guy years ago, and he has raised a lot of money to help our community and the so-called, people who said it's for the community. And we have become really good friends, and he's an amazing person, an amazing singer also. So when I planned this show, I said, you know what? He has to be part of this event also. Ladies and gentlemen, he's no other than Mr. Sansan.
So that you know, it was called fundraiser back in the day. Now it's a GoFundMe account. But Sansan, have a seat. So I don't know what we're funding right now, but I just want to say thank you to Sansan, because he's one of those people that every time you call on him and you ask him for a favor, whether it's a fundraiser or whether it's getting money for a GoFundMe account, whatever the occasion is, Sansan has been one of those people who has always showed up, and he shows up and he does what he promises. And it is my pleasure to have him join me here this afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to Shamela. I think Dheeraj have a few statements that he makes is not true, actually. We have been together for the past over 2 decades. I know him from when we used to own Palm Court. My family used to own Palm Court. He used to come up, we give him sponsors, and that's how I know him. I just want to say something. This guy is one of the greatest artists in the community. Not actually one, probably the best. He's an icon, he's a treasure, and he's a very, very great guy. Like he said before, we did a lot of charity work. Of course we did a lot of charity. He probably raised more money than me. We did for a lot of managers, a lot for kids, and we get involved in this type of charity work, and we help a lot of people in the community. Regardless who we're doing it for, we get it done. And we are friends for many, many years, actually. So I think about maybe 20-something years, but he didn't remember it. I think he's getting old now. I don't know, like myself, we don't remember times. So I would like to congratulate him, and I'd like to thank him for having me on his program most of the time, actually. And I would like to praise him for all the great work that he's been done in his community, in teaching the kids in the school, the dancing school. And he, like I said before, he's a very fantastic guy and a great guy to deal with. So Dheeraj, once again, I'd like to thank you for having me in the program and all the programs that we have done together for many, many years. May God bless you, keep you safe, and keep on doing what you're doing, entertain like we always did before, and keep on dancing. I don't know if you're going to be retiring or not, but I hope you don't retire, because you are the only guy in this community that people love to have, because you are the most famous and the most popular guy in this community. And we want you to keep that status in this community, because if you stop entertaining, we're going to lose a great, great, great guy in this community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sansan. And I am so looking forward to seeing you perform on the 23rd, because like you mentioned, I know you're at Palm Court and you're at several other places, but when you're at a show and you're on stage, it's a whole different performance, a whole different level that you bring to the stage. So I am so looking forward to hearing you perform live as well on the 23rd. It's happening on Saturday, November 23rd, right here inside of Caribbean Fest by invitation. Again, if you don't receive your invitation but you'd like to be part of the show, 718-850-7952. 718-850-7952. Thank you so very much again.
Thank you very much, Shamela. Thanks a lot.
So not only are Anthony and Sansan going to be performing, I will be there, and so will Dheeraj. And the thing that I am looking forward to is, Dheeraj, when you perform, what I like is that, you know, every song has a different sound, right? So therefore, every song with a different sound would have a different movement. It's not the same movement for every song. That to me, listen, okay, listen, calm down, calm down. I know we're live and I know people are commenting. No, I'm not an expert. It's just that, you know, I'm just trying to put two and two together and coming up with five. So bear with me. I've seen other people, not that I'm knocking other people, I've seen others who try to perform and it's the same move, it's the same style of dancing. Every song they dance, it's the same thing. It's like they take a page out of somebody's playbook and it's the same movement. What most people don't realize, or like I just said, every song has a different sound. And so you move accordingly. No, I cannot dance. No, I cannot sing. Whatever other question you have, the answer is absolutely not. So let me get back to you, because I can tell what's happening. I can only imagine the comments. I'm not looking at the comments, but I can imagine what they're saying. And it's all good. See, I got a smile on my face. How do you go about choosing the songs that you perform to?
Well, to be honest, when I first started dancing, it was all about me. But then I realized, you know what, there's an audience, and you need to please the audience also. Our West Indian community, they want to see a lot of chutney, which you know. So when I dance for our West Indian community, I do chutney dances. When I dance for out of the West Indian community, I have to do professional dances. Coming back to how I choose my songs. Now, every song, like Shamela said, has every song in our Hindi movies, our Hindi dancing techniques has a different meaning and a different style. So as a performer, you have to listen to the song, know what the song means, and then you do your costume, then you do your facial expression, your movements to go accordingly. Because sometimes the song is saying, I am happy, and some of you are just sad on stage. Sometimes the song is talking about death, and here you guys are jumping and smiling. So in order for you to differentiate the difference in a dance, you have to be able to study that dance, study that music, and I don't think anybody in our community, any dancer in our community could read music. And if you were trained professionally, you could recognize different meanings of different songs right away. But if you're not trained, you would never be able to recognize it. That's why most dancers, they just jump like kangaroos. And I'm sorry to say it, but it's amazing everybody's a dancer. No, you're not. Take the time to learn your craft. I've always said, take the time to learn your craft if you want to have longevity. Not because you know, this is so sad. We have a lot of cross-dressers in our community calling themselves dancers. No, you're not. And they all think they're Aishwarya Rai. No, you're not. Just be yourself. It goes a very far away.
All right. Thankfully, I've never thought of myself as Helen, so it's okay. So, on a serious note, see, I can never be serious with you. For me to sit here and try to be serious, you guys have no idea how difficult this is, because I am not a serious person by nature. I'm always smiling, I'm always making jokes about everything. And sitting next to you, you've got such a sense of humor, and we can always joke about everything, and I mean everything. But something that I'm not joking about, like, this is truly amazing. You know, there's this saying that recently it became a little popular: give someone their flowers while they're here. And for this, I'm saying how happy and proud of you I am. And I'm happy to be part of your celebration. And it's his farewell performance to the stage. Let's say that way, right? It's his final performance to the stage. Not to say that he's not going to be around. Dheeraj will always be around, like I said earlier. His dancing, his moves will live on in his teachings to the Gunguru dancers. But to say that, you know, like, you've been able to do this for so long, it is an accomplishment in itself. And that people still want to see you perform after 50 years, that's an even bigger. If majorer was a word, I would have said that. But since majorer is not a word, we'll just stick to major accomplishment. See, I can't be serious. So, you know, give him his flowers. Show him your appreciation. Show him the love that you're feeling. Right? So come out on Saturday, November 23rd, right here inside of Caribbean Fest. How about you come and you show your appreciation for what he has done, because in some way or the other, I'm sure one of his dance performances has touched your life, whether you were going through something difficult. And I know that my mom, I'm throwing her in the... my mom is in her 80s, but my mom loves to watch the Bai dance. That's how she says it. When I'm sitting with her, I'm like, Mom, you want to watch some TV? She goes, yeah, why you not put on let the Bai dance? That Bai dancing is Dheeraj. So, you know, you've brought joy and comfort to people's lives without you even knowing it. The effect that you have, people enjoy what you do. People appreciate you. And again, for those of you in the audience, if you want to show your appreciation, if you want to show him what his performance or his years of dedication to the community, to the culture, to everything that we've worked so hard to establish, and here we are. Come out, support him, come out and enjoy. It's going to be a wonderful evening of dances through the decades with his costumes on display. And then, of course, there's an after party, and there'll be lots of people passing through. How does that sound?
Great. And I just want to say we have awesome singers. We have Jumping Jack Dheeraj Balgaben, who I've known for almost 50 years of my entire dancing career. We have Logic. We have Mr. Bollywood, Anthony Prasad. We have Sherbin Mathura. We have Sansan. We have Saman Ali. We have Amit. And the list goes on and on. We have Navin. And guys, it is going to be an amazing after party. So you come to the show, the doors open at 7. Please come well dressed, because it is a black tie affair. And you're going to come and witness some amazing dances. But myself and 10 beautiful young ladies, my daughter and I have some beautiful dances for you guys also. The NGP dancers are going to be here. The Gungu dancers are here. And then it's hosted by Shamela. And I just want to say, when I started planning this event, since in the summertime, the only person I could have thought about to host this event was Miss Shamela Karim. I've always said she is the voice of the radio, and she's the only person I listen to if I have to listen to the radio on a Sunday. And I just want to say, not because she's my friend, but she has an amazing radio voice, and she knows the radio is not easy, but like I said, every lagu bagu goes on the radio. But this lady here knows what she's saying, and she's always on point. And I call her the local Himamalini, because not only she has a good voice, but she's something to look at. Aww. So thank you for agreeing to do this with me. And of course, I want to say thanks to DJ Fest, Anthony and Sanson for passing through, to Island Zone Radio, and to everyone for 50 years, and to Caribbean Fest for hosting us today. And this is where the event will be kept. Someone asked me, why Caribbean Fest? Because Andrew and Amritas agreed to build a stage for me a couple of months ago, and they built it. And so I want to utilize the stage. And because we're going to have several hours of entertainment, we're going to have the dances and the after party. Why not Caribbean Fest? It's local, we support local. And thank you, Amrita, and thank you, Andrew, from Caribbean Fest, for allowing us today and for allowing us to use your venue for November 23rd. So guys, come out here, because you're going to be witnessing some beautiful dances. And of course, Shamela is going to be here with all the wonderful singers. When you come here, we're going to transform the place to make it look so totally different. So come out here and enjoy a beautiful evening of my retirement from the stage as a dancer.
And on that same note, as this being your retirement, I hope this is going to be your last retirement.
You know, I have been saying that for the past 10 years, but guys, this year marks 50 years, and I think 50 years on stage as a dancer, it's time I hang it up. I'll be 60 in a couple of months, and I need to start living. I need to start enjoying.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much. No, the thing is, I'm saying I hope it's your last retirement. and it's not like every month that you have a birthday. So it seems like at the start of the month, it's his birthday, and at the end of the month, it's his retirement. So either way, he's having a party, right? But the biggest party is happening on Saturday, November 23rd, right here inside of Caribbean Fest. It's by invitation, and if by then that you don't receive your invitation and you'd like to be a part of the celebration, please call Dheeraj at 718-850-7952. 718-850-7952. Once again, shout out to everyone here at Caribbean Fest for making this possible, for opening their doors so that we can actually be here to go live. And Dheeraj, thank you for choosing me to be part of this as well. I'm so looking forward to this because you know you have always been my favorite dancer, and the relationship you and I have, that I'm like honored to be a part of the celebration. So I hope I'm going to see you all inside of Caribbean Fest on Saturday, November 23rd.
And I just want to say, I remember the days when we used to be singing in the hammock, eating green mango and pepper salt. You guys don't know how long I've known her, how much we share together. We have the best conversations. Like when we're driving and we're talking to each other, we have the best conversations. And I've known her for so long, and we have never, whatever we discuss has never been out. So I know I can trust her. She's more than a friend. She's family, and she had to be here. And I chose her because she's the only person fit to introduce my finale on stage. So guys, hopefully you come out there on Saturday, November 23rd, right here at Caribbean Fest, where we're going live from you right now, and witness the end of a legacy. I call it the end of a legacy because I think I have done a lot in 50 years.
I'd like to say the next chapter, the legacy continues. Want to send a shout out and a special thank you to Fest, Island Zone Radio, Caribbean Fest for accommodating us. I want to say thank you also to Anthony for stopping by, and for Sun for stopping by, and everyone else. We can't wait to celebrate with you. 718-850-7952, 718-850-7952. Thank you so very much. I'll see you then.
And also I want to say hi to all our sponsors, Mr. Dave of Dave West Indian Store, Mr. Richard of Golden Crown, who's been supporting me for the past 21 years, to Greenleaf Bistro, to Vinti Metropolitan Auto, and to Dave Flores, and to Roti Paradise and Selena Laser Hair Removal. Thank you guys for always being there. And guys, this year mark 50 years for me on stage, 21 years hosting the DNA TV show, and 7 years hosting the DNA Experience and Island Zone Radio. Shamela, thank you. DJ Fest, Caribbean Fest, thank you all so much. Oh, by the way, Caribbean Fest is open right now every day for eating and takeout. The food is delicious, so try them out.
Thank you. And Dheeraj, thank you for not asking me to sing on that show. We want everyone to have a good time. You know, singing and dancing is not my thing. This dancing is for him. The singing is for all the artists that will be passing through. And I hope you will as well. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the day.
सजना मोरे आएगी नहीं खुशी के लेके बहार सजना मोरे आएगी नहीं खुशी के लेके बहार सपना पूरा होएगी नहीं बरसा दिन के इंतजार नाचूंगा
सजनी मई आई